Hi, I'm Molly with Empty Hammock, where you never know what you're going to see. And today we're going to do a quick tour around the solarium, give you an update because some of our subscribers have asked for an update. Since we installed this on our house, we haven't really shown everybody what's going on with it, and really it's because it's not done yet, but we'll show you where we're at anyway. So this spring I have planted out some seedlings that will be going in the garden here this upcoming week. Barry has given me some shelves so that I can keep the window areas accessible. We open these up when it's sunny out, and it's kind of a neat experiment as the seasons progress, what we can grow, what likes it in here, what doesn't like it in here. And so I'm learning a lot. This channel isn't about gardening per se, so I'm not going to get into a lot of the details of what each thing is. But you can see I've got some citrus trees, some things that wouldn't grow in our climate. I'm able to experiment with because we've got this greenhouse room. I'm hoping to add more greenery above head and create more of a natural canopy. This is what nature does to cool the ground. So we have some plans for adding some strings and training up different annual vining plants during the year. That'll be a cool experiment for us. I'm interested in seeing how much we can control the temperature in here just with foliage. These in the hanging containers are sweet potatoes. I planted some of the crop from last year to start my slips for this coming year. And so what I do when the plants start growing is you cut off the growing tips and put them into just some water for a couple of days. And you can see these are only 2 days old, and there's already roots growing out where the leaves were at the bottom where I pulled them out. So they'll be ready to plant out probably this coming week. They'll be fine. If you're new to our channel and you've just stumbled on this video because you're considering getting a greenhouse or a solarium and putting it on your house because you want solar gain, there are features that we did not include in our greenhouse kit, and those would be automatic opening skylights and integrated windows. You can get features just like a commercial greenhouse that we don't have. And in order to compensate for those features and to keep our costs a little lower, we put in basement windows on the bottom. So as the air heats up, it can evacuate from this area into an adjoining space where my husband has put in a vent fan on a thermostat that ejects the heat out of the house when it gets above a certain, where we set it on like a regular thermostat. We've prepared this room with a couple of other potential features that we could utilize later on in order to try to control the temperature a little bit better. Barry did put in some cooling tubes throughout the slab that we can run water through and either use that water as a heat sink or a cooling feature. We haven't run those experiments yet. We've been super busy with other things. So that'll be something we'll be trying sometime down the road. So real quick, what I've got and how it's doing, even though this isn't a plant channel. Cilantro, I love cilantro fresh. This is basil. These are doing fine. This is a dahlia that I have to lift every year, and I'm just getting it started before it goes outside. Some brassicas, some salsify, a sad fig. This is either the lemon or the lime. This is the lemon, it's on the side now. I just planted ginger. I love ginger for the medicinals. Celery, celeriac, artichoke, potato from seed that my friend gave me to try out and experiment with. This was some lettuce that didn't germinate. We've got peppers, and this is okra, eggplant, tomatoes, some Malabar spinach, which I'm hoping to grow in here as one of the vining plants because you can eat the greens. Squash, more brassicas, a lime. This was a tree that grew out of my aunt's sink. It's a citrus tree, but I cannot control the spider mites on it no matter what I do, so it might be going away. Another fig. This is oregano. These are jicama. You can't eat the greens, but I'm hoping that it'll make really cool vines for in here. This is an avocado tree that my friend grew from a pit as an activity with her little girl, and so I inherited it when it got too big for their house. Aesthetically, there's really only a couple things left to do in here. Barry needs to finish around the windows. We need to cover up the insulation with something that is pretty much an outdoor, probably, finish on these walls just to make sure that they can get humid and hot and cold and be fine. And we'll also need to decide what we're doing with the floor. During the winter time, when I'm not growing as much in here, we have a Coleman hot tub that we like to set up. It's great to have it kind of temperature controlled, so we're not heating a hot tub outside, and so we love that during the winter time. So yeah, something appropriate for the floor for all of the ways that we use this space is what we're looking to do in the future. Barry made sure that I had a water line in here so I'm not running buckets through the house. So we've got a handy spigot with cold water and a hose that's just long enough to reach everything in the room, and it is fantastic. It means that everything is more likely to get watered in a timely manner so I don't put it off. Well, there's the update. That's where we're at the moment with the solarium and what we're doing with it. If you have one, if you want one, if you have ideas that we should implement in this space in the future, go ahead and put them below. And as always, thanks for watching and hanging out with us here at Empty Hammock.